Good morning. This is the National Weather Service here in San Angelo, Texas, with your weekly weather briefing update. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of the key points for this briefing. The first of which will be near or record breaking heat that's forecast for Monday afternoon. And then we'll also take a look at the middle part of this week when we'll have a low pressure system that could potentially bring us some chances for rain in the Wednesday night to Thursday time period in particular. And some of that rainfall could be heavy enough that it leads to excessive rainfall that causes some flash flooding. So that's definitely something that we're going to take a look at, as well as the cooler conditions that we can expect for the later half of this week. Let's go ahead and start with the near or record breaking highs for this afternoon. We have high pressure in place overhead right now, which will leave most of our area in the upper 80s this afternoon, in particular for San Angelo and Abilene. Both of those locations will be right at their record highs. In fact, we could potentially break those record high maximum temperatures this afternoon. So we definitely have some abnormally hot and dry conditions in place for now. But once this low pressure system starts to approach our area here on Tuesday and Wednesday, that should break down the high pressure and cause temperatures to drop just a few degrees. There for Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be back in the low to mid 80s across the majority of the area. And then once we get a frontal boundary that'll move through there on Thursday, we're definitely going to see some cooler temperatures for the second half of the work week, and then especially for the weekend. Look at our high temperatures there are only in the middle 60s. So definitely some cooler conditions will be setting in across the area over the next 7 days, as well as we'll see some rain chances there on Wednesday and Thursday when that storm system moves across the Texas Panhandle. So with respect to those rain chances, again, the main time period that we're really focusing on, and this is when the bulk of the activity will be moving through, that'll be in the late Wednesday through Thursday time frame. And as this system moves through, it's going to provide some pretty high rain chances for us. They'll be in the 70 to 80% range for the majority of our area. And in particular, when that frontal boundary moves through, we may see some little bit heavier rainfall totals start to develop across the region. We could be seeing totals ranging from 1 to 2 inches, with 2 inches being on the higher end of what we're expecting. So that's definitely enough that we could see some excessive rainfall lead to some flash flooding across some of our areas. The highest risk is going to be in areas that you see in yellow on the map there. So that would include cities like Brownwood, Brady, San Saba, and Mason. So they definitely have the higher risk for seeing that excessive rainfall, potentially leading to flash flooding. So the higher risk is going to be off to the east, or it's going to be higher the further east you go in general. So that's what we're expecting with some of the rainfall potential. So we're definitely looking at the potential for being likely above normal for this time of year, precipitation wise, as a result of that later on this week. Temperatures are initially going to start out well above normal, so it's likely that we're going to see the hot and dry conditions continue for the first part of the week, but we'll be back down around normal once that frontal boundary moves through for this weekend. Again, we'll be right around the upper 60s or middle to upper 60s for highs. So definitely going to be closer to normal for the later half of this week. So that's definitely going to be welcome news that we'll have some rain chances for later on. Hopefully that'll help alleviate some of our drought conditions, because as you can see here across the northwestern half of our area, we definitely have abnormally dry conditions in place, and a good portion of our area is seeing moderate to severe drought at this point. So definitely would welcome some rainfall across the region to relieve some of these drought conditions that we're seeing in place. But by and large, that's pretty much the highlights of what we're expecting for the next 7 days. Here's our contact information. We'll try to have the next briefing out by 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday, November 20th. As always, we appreciate you spending a little time with us and tuning in. We hope everyone has a wonderful day.